Hello. So I am Parag. We are going to learn some topic in marine hydrodynamics. Okay. So I am assuming that we already know the all the streamline function and velocity potential for the and we are actually discussed about this some elemental flow like a uniform flow, stream, source or sink, doublet and vortex. Through superposition of this streamline functions or flows, elementary flows, so we can create various type of uh, different types of flow about a body, like flow around a body, like a semi-infinite body, tanking oval, standing cylinder, rotating cylinder. Okay, so today we will derive and learn what is Kutta-Joski theorem. Okay, so Kutta-Joski theorem. So basically, we will calculating the left force on the body. Okay, on a body due to rotation. Okay, so recall that for the stationary and rotating cylinder, the rotating cylinder from the elementary flow. Okay, from here the fluid is flowing around the streamline function harmony passing through a cylinder. Okay, so it is symmetrical about the vertical axis and horizontal axis. So drag force due to symmetry in the vertical axis is zero. In simple, when there is a stationary cylinder, the drag force is zero and the lift force is also zero because it is symmetrical about the horizontal axis. But when we talk about the rotating cylinder, it is although it is symmetrical about vertical axis, so drag force is zero. But when it is asymmetry about the horizontal axis, okay, so it will cause a lift force, okay, a lifting force. So that is the main difference between both of them like difference between the stationary cylinder and rotating cylinder. Okay, uh, okay. So the main purpose of this theorem is like how we indicate lift from the circulation. How circulation indicate lift. Okay. So in the end we will get expression that L is equals to rho u infinity multiplied by circulation. Okay. Constant. So let's continue to back to the rotating cylinder. Okay. Back to the rotating cylinder. So we have already know that the R is equals to 1 minus capital R square by R square whole multiplied by u infinity cos theta. We already know this expression, and this expression u theta is equals to negative 1 plus capital R square by small r square multiplied by u infinity sin theta minus circulation by 2 pi small r. Okay. It is in our cylindrical coordinates, as you can see. So how we can calculate the lift? Okay, so first of all we will use velocity to calculate pressure and pressure to calculate lift. Okay. So first step will be to find pressure. We will find first of all we will find pressure from the velocity. Okay. So as we know the pressure coefficient is equals to Cp is equals to delta P by half rho u infinity whole square, where this half 1 by 2 rho u infinity whole square is the dynamic pressure, and dynamic pressure, and the delta P is from the atmosphere, P minus P infinity pressure difference from the atmosphere. Okay, so how we actually dynamic pressure, let's first of all we have to calculate the delta P. Okay, pressure from difference from the atmosphere. So first we will calculate using Bernoulli theorem. We will get that we will get this expression. Okay, from this we will get del P minus P infinity is equals to del P is equals to half rho u infinity whole square minus u whole square. We are assuming that that P1 and U1 is P infinity and U infinity, means free stream pressure and velocity. Okay, so from this we will get Cp, expression for Cp is equals to 1 minus u by u infinity whole square. Okay, so we will make this expression in later on. Okay, so let's now find we will find we get the pressure from the velocity. Now we will get the lift from the pressure. Okay, this is the second step. Okay, we will get like lift force by integrating forces by integrating pressure less shear. Okay, so we will just integrating over the basically we will integrate over the whole surface from from TE to LE. What is TE and what is LE? Okay, so TE is a tailing end and LE is a leading end. Okay, so first of all, we assume that all the shear forces are zero. Okay, so because fluid is inviscid. Okay, inviscid. So from this we will get NA is expression for NA and N dash and A dash. Okay. Now we will convert this into a cylindrical coordinate. Expression for N dash and A dash into cylindrical coordinates. Okay. Okay. So we get dx is equals to cos d theta, dy is equals to negative sin d theta, and also cylindrical coordinates aligned with the free surface, free stream. Okay, so L dash is equals to L dash is a lift force is equals to normal force. Okay, and D dash drag force is equals to axial force. Okay, so we already get the axial force and normal force expression. We will just put the values and we get the final expression for lift force and drag force. Now we will went to non-dimensional things and L dash is equals to C. So basically we will go to non-dimensional thing. L dash means lift force is equals to CL, D dash is times to, we will convert it into, not times to, convert it into CD, P is equals to CP is equals to not, converts into CP. So now we will further calculate it. We will get CL is equals to 1 by D TE to LE CP minus CU dx. Okay, we will get this expression. Again we will convert it into cylindrical coordinates. As we know that CPU is equal to CPL, therefore we will whole integrate from 0 to 2 pi. So we will simplify this expression into this expression into this. Okay. Now what? Now CP. Now we will put the value of U naught in the. We will calculate the CP. Okay. So value of U naught. U naught no. Not U naught. U theta. U theta is equal to this expression. We already know about the U theta for the rotating cylinder. Okay. So we will just put it. We will get this expression. So okay, we got now here we got CP. Okay, final expression for CP. Okay, so finally we will calculate the lift or drag force. Okay, so first of all we have to confirm that drag force is zero, because from the figure we can see that the whole system is symmetrical about the y-axis, so drag force should be zero. Okay, so CD is equals to half 1 by CD equals to negative half 1 by 2 pi 0 CP cos theta d theta. Okay, so we will put the value of CP. Okay, so we will just integrate it, and using this three expression we get the CD is equals to 0. Okay, and here we will calculate the lift. Lift is equals to negative half 0 to 2 pi integrating CP sin theta d theta. Okay, so we will put the value of CP. Okay, and again we will simplify it, and using this three expression we will get CL is equals to half 0 by 2 pi to circulation by pi r u infinity sin square d theta. We will get the expression for CL, which is circulation by r u infinity. So finally we get the CL. Okay, so left on our rotating cylinder is L dash is equals to half. Now we get the CL. Okay, so we will next we will go to okay, so lift force on the rotating cylinder is half rho u infinity all square dCl is equals to half rho u infinity rho circulation by r u naught. We'll put the simply value of CL is equals to circulation by r u infinity in this expression. Okay, this expression for the L dash. So finally we'll get Kutta-Johnski theorem expression. L dash is equals to rho u infinity multiplied by circulation. That means that circulation is lift force on the body is directly proportional to circulation according to this theorem. Okay, although we had derived it for the rotating cylinder, but it is also work for any general aerodynamic body. It is quite helpful to calculate the lift force in this way. Okay, so I guess that's it. Thank you.